Emily had been married to William Anderson, a powerful millionaire CEO, for 3 years. In all that time, he treated her like she didn't exist. They barely spoke, barely looked at each other. Their marriage was just a deal. Her family needed money, and his family wanted him married. Every morning, Emily woke up early to avoid him. William had breakfast at 6:15, so she made sure to finish and leave before then. But one morning, everything changed. As Emily stood up to leave the kitchen, a cold voice stopped her. "Emily." She froze. William was standing there, dressed perfectly, staring at her. It was the first time in months he had said her name. "Yes," she replied softly. "Do you have a dress for a business event?" he asked, like she was an employee. Emily was confused. In 3 years, he had never taken her anywhere. "You're coming with me to a gala tomorrow," he said. "I need to look like a family man." The words hurt, but Emily lifted her head. "I'll go," she said calmly, "not because it's my duty, but because I want to see the world you chose over me." She walked away, leaving William standing there, watching her for the first time like he was really seeing her. The next night, Emily wore a simple navy blue dress. It wasn't expensive, but it was elegant. When William saw her, he paused for a moment. "You look fine," he said, though his eyes stayed on her longer than necessary. At the gala, Emily felt nervous, but she stayed confident. A businessman named Richard Thompson spoke to her and was clearly impressed. When Emily mentioned she spoke French and Spanish, Richard was surprised and offered her work help with international deals. William interrupted, saying she didn't work. But Emily spoke up and accepted Richard's invitation to dinner. On the way home, William was angry. "You're not having dinner with him," he said. "Yes, I am," Emily replied. "I want to remember that I matter." William had no answer. That night, as Emily went to bed, she realized something had changed. William had finally noticed her, but she wasn't sure if it was already too late. For the first time in 3 years, Emily had seen something different in William. Jealousy. Possession. Whatever it was, it clearly affected him. Across the hall, William couldn't sleep. The image of Richard smiling at Emily, touching her hand, stayed in his mind. Worse than that, he felt angry, an instinctive need to protect what was his wife. When had Emily become his wife in his heart and not just a duty? William woke up at 5 a.m., unable to sleep again. He went to the kitchen early. To his surprise, Emily was already there, drinking coffee and looking out the window. She wore a simple robe, her hair loose. He stopped, really seeing her for the first time. She wasn't just presentable, she was beautiful. "You're staring," Emily said calmly. William cleared his throat. "Are you canceling dinner tonight?"
"No," she replied. "Why would I?"
"Because I asked you to." Emily turned toward him. "And why should I listen now?" Her words hurt more than he expected. William stepped closer. "You matter," he said quietly. Emily looked at him with disbelief. "Really? Because for 3 years I felt invisible." He had no answer. "Why are you looking at me like that?" she asked softly. "Like what?" "Like you're seeing me for the first time." "Maybe I am," William admitted. The air between them felt heavy. Emily sensed something new in him, confusion, intensity. "Cancel the dinner," William said again. "Give me a real reason." William struggled. Finally, he said, "Because you're my wife." "On paper," Emily replied. William didn't argue. His eyes said more than his words. "What changed?" Emily asked. "Yesterday you ignored me. Today you care." "I don't understand it myself," William admitted. "Seeing another man want you made me realize that I want you too, and that scares me." Emily's heart raced. "I'm still going to dinner," she said firmly. "You had 3 years to see me." She walked away, leaving William alone and shaken. That evening, Emily wore an emerald green dress. She felt beautiful, deserving of attention.
At 8 o'clock, Richard arrived and greeted her warmly. William watched from his office window as another man took his wife away, his fists clenched with anger. At the restaurant, Richard treated Emily with respect. He asked about her life, her education, her skills. Emily told him about her business degree, her language skills, and her work in international markets. Richard was impressed and offered her real opportunities. For the first time in years, Emily felt valued. Then she looked up and saw a familiar face entering the restaurant. Her heart skipped. Everything was about to change again. Emily could feel William's warmth and smell his cologne as he stood close. "Cancel Richard," William said suddenly. "The job. Turn it down." Emily stepped back. "Why would I?" "Because I want you to work with me," he said. "At Anderson Enterprises. We need your skills." Emily stared at him. "You're offering me a job?" "A partnership," William said. "Professional and personal." Emily shook her head. "How do I know this isn't just a phase?" William didn't hesitate. "Because I can't go back to ignoring you. Watching another man touch you made me realize that." "You don't own me," Emily said sharply. "I know," William replied, "but you are my wife, and I want us to be real." His hand touched her face gently. Emily didn't move, though her heart raced. 3 years of being invisible made his attention dangerous and tempting. "I need time," she finally said. "I'll wait," William promised, "and I'll prove myself." Over the next few days, William changed completely. Flowers appeared in her room. He came home for lunch. He talked to her, listened to her. They ate breakfast together. For the first time, Emily felt seen. A week later, Richard called again about the job. Emily agreed to meet him for lunch. William saw them leave and followed, unable to stop himself. At the restaurant, tension exploded. William accused Richard of chasing his wife. Emily accused William of having no right after ignoring her for 3 years. The argument drew attention, and Richard left quietly. In the parking lot, Emily confronted William. "You don't get to act like this," she said. "You gave up your rights years ago." "I don't know how to be a husband," William admitted honestly, "but I want to learn." "You're driving me crazy," he added softly. "I want you, Emily." Those words stayed with her. That night, Emily decided to meet Richard again. When she told William, he surprised her. "I trust you," he said. "If you leave with me, it's because you choose me, not because I stopped you." At dinner, Emily admitted the truth to Richard. "I think I'm in love with my husband." Richard smiled. "Then my job here is done." William arrived later. The two men spoke calmly. Richard withdrew the job offer and told William he was lucky. When Emily returned, William said simply, "I love you." Tears filled her eyes. "I waited 3 years to hear that." "I know," William said, "and I'm sorry." "I love you too," Emily whispered. 3 years of silence finally broke, this time with truth. William closed his eyes as Emily touched his face. "Kiss me," she whispered. He did. Soft at first, then deeper. It was their first real kiss, full of love, longing, and hope. In 3 years of marriage, they had never shared anything like this. "I want to be your husband in every way," William said. "I want that too," Emily replied. Upstairs in the master bedroom, Emily stopped him. Nervous, she confessed the truth. She had never been with anyone. William was stunned, then filled with guilt. "I should have protected you," he said softly. "I chose this," Emily replied. "I don't want to wait anymore." That night, William was gentle and patient. For Emily, it was love, not duty. For the first time, they truly became husband and wife. The next morning, William brought her breakfast in bed. Coffee, fruit, flowers. Small things that meant everything. Days passed, and William changed completely. He listened. He showed up. He supported Emily's work and encouraged her independence. But 2 months later, everything shattered. Emily discovered old contracts in William's office. Their marriage had been tied to a business merger with her parents' company. Clauses about money, children, and how long they had to stay married. She was part of a deal. When William admitted the truth, Emily felt betrayed. She packed her bags and left, unable to trust him anymore. "If you love me," she said, "undo the merger."
William hesitated, and that hesitation broke her heart. Emily stayed in a hotel for a week, heartbroken and confused. Then she found out she was pregnant. Everything changed again. When Emily finally returned home, William told her the truth. He had undone the merger. He gave her parents their company back and sacrificed $15 million. "You're worth more than all of it," he said. Then Emily showed him the pregnancy tests. William cried, held her, and promised, "This child will be born from love, not a contract." 6 months later, they renewed their vows in the garden, this time by choice, not obligation. Emily was pregnant, glowing, and finally secure. 1 year later, they ran a small consulting firm together. They had a baby boy, a shared life, and a love built on honesty, not deals. Emily had once been sold as part of a contract. Now she was chosen every day.